And I don't even know. I don't even know. Look, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But nah, it's the end of the year, and I kind of wanted to like recap as far as all the reactions went on this channel. Kind of want to react. Want to recap all of these movies that I did. So I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna do a tier list where I, rank all the movies S through D or whatever it is, and then I'm gonna do my top 10 reactions that I did this year, just to kind of wrap everything up and kind of put it into perspective. So we gonna do that. I don't want to spend too much time doing this because I feel like I could talk and go on and on. So we just gonna get straight to it. First up, we got the tier list. So let's go. All right. We got every movie that I reacted to this year, and I think I put these in chronological order, so kind of go down memory lane a little bit, but don't want this to be too long. We're gonna see how fast we can get through this, but we'll see. Starting with Pulp Fiction, I'm gonna go A tier with this movie. It was a great movie. It's a classic, well known, well respected. I wouldn't say it was nothing too crazy though, or too over the top, or just amazing to make me put it at S. And look, and it's my opinion. Everything it's subjective in this kind of thing. So if you disagree, let's just agree to disagree. But just know that I'm right. But I got Pulp Fiction in A tier. Get Out, I'm putting S tier. I love this movie. Like it was great. Just the whole theme behind that whole Get Out thing, just that whole movie, I just remember feeling like, damn, like Get Out. But I love that. We love that when movies can make you feel certain type of ways throughout the whole thing. Is good. So Get Out gets S tier for me. Look, I feel like I'm 2 for 2. Iron Man, I'm a sucker for a good origin story. This is the first one, so I'm putting Iron Man in A tier. Love a good origin story, like I said, and just like that beginning scene with the AC/DC, classic. And then the joint where he was like this and all the stuff started exploding behind him, that was great. And I will be getting back into the MCU this next year. Like, I didn't forget. I low-key did, but I'm telling you, I didn't forget. So Iron Man 1 gets A tier. Shutter Island gets S. This is probably one of the best movies I've reacted to on this channel without a question. Leonardo DiCaprio's acting performance on this was brilliant. It was spectacular. The plot was great. The twist at the end, it was just amazing. And I didn't get it. I didn't pick up on it till the very end. So just to go through that whole movie was a ride. It was like an experience. And just when you get to the very end of it, it's like, oh my God. That was just a brilliant movie. It was flawless. I spent so much time at the end of my reaction kind of talking about it. You can always go back and watch these. Like if you found my channel, 2 or 3 videos ago, I got a couple of these. So if you always want to go back, you can. Just throwing that out there. But Shutter Island, S tier for sure. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I'm gonna give this movie B tier. Look, ooh, I heard somebody click on the dislike button. I like this movie. I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it was better than Pulp Fiction, and that's crazy because I think I seen somewhere where Tarantino said that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was his best movie that he's done, in his opinion. I don't know if he said that because that was his latest movie and he was trying to like pump it up a little bit, but I don't know. It was good. Margot Robbie, Leo, Brad Pitt. I love the end scene with the classic meme of him pointing at the TV and him setting the girl on fire with the flamethrower. It was a good ending. I like the movie, tying in the real life events with the whole Charles Manson thing, having Bruce Lee in there. But it wasn't nothing spectacular to make me put it A or S, so I got it at B. The Incredible Hulk. Ooh, where do I put this one? I'm gonna put The Incredible Hulk at a C. Look, another dislike. It was a good movie. I feel like I'm prefacing all of these by saying it was a good movie, but I enjoyed the movie, but it wasn't like, when I look at all of these, doesn't really stand out, but it wasn't bad. Like I said, it wasn't a bad movie at all. Another good origin story. Like I said, I love a good origin story, but I'm gonna put it at C just because it didn't knock my socks off. Next up, we got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This joint is between S or A, and I think I'm gonna go with, what am I gonna go with? My Spider-Man bias wants me to put this at S tier, but I'm gonna put this A. I'm gonna put it A tier. I'm gonna chill out for a little bit, but love the movie. I think that was by far the best animated movie of the year. Love the soundtrack. Metro Boomin killed it. And they put him in the movie too. But you had all the different universes coming together. The Lego joint, the Lego Spider-Man. You had the Indian Spider-Man. You had my man, what's his name? Hobie Brown or whatever the hell his name was. Funny. Spot was a good villain. My man Miles had came back, and we get another one in the trilogy. So I'm gonna give that an A tier, even though my bias wants to put it S. I'll be a little bit subjective or real, let's say. That gets A tier. Tropic Thunder, probably the funniest movie I've reacted to so far on this channel. I'm giving this A tier. It was hilarious. I want to say, believe it or not, Jack Black was probably my favorite performance, because he was just like high and fiending for that heroin the whole movie. I love that stuff. I don't condone, like drug use or none of that stuff in real life. Don't support it. But as far as movies, my man, I loved it. Like, I just remember him seeing that pile of heroin, and he was like my man woke up. You can go back and look at my reaction, and I lit up when he did that. But from start to finish, with booty sweat and bust a nut bar to the very, very end, my man Robert Downey Jr. was in blackface. That was just a wild movie. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed that one. But I got an A tier, Iron Man 2. I'm gonna also put this one in C. Not really memorable. It wasn't better than the first one, so I definitely can't have it A. But I don't know. It's like when I even think of it, I can't even remember much of it. I just remember Elon Musk was in it. But anyways, I'm going to put that C tier. Tenet, you know what? This might be a little bit unpopular. I'm going to chill it. I ain't going to put it in S. I was almost going to put it in S. I'll put it A. And the reason why I'll put it A is because visually, this movie was fun. It was great. Concept wise is up there with this is a Nolan film, and I would say concept wise, it was up there with Inception and Interstellar when you messing with time, and this was more so inversion and not reverse. And when you have like scenes like the highway chase speed scene and everything is in reverse, I love stuff like that. Like visually, this movie was great. The backwards, like I think I've seen some behind the scenes, and it was like learning to like fight backwards and do all of this stuff. They learned to say like certain lines backwards, inverted. It was just great. Like stuff like that, attention to detail. So I just, based off the visual aspect, I'm gonna give it A tier. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't put it that high because it was too confusing, or you gotta watch it so many times just to even get what it's about. I'm going to give it A tier. Tenet, Christopher Nolan is my man, my favorite director. So, yeah, we're going to give him that. The Killer, I'm going to put B. This was probably the newest movie I did. I think I reacted to this one not too long after it came out. But David Fincher, I'm not familiar with his work, but I know he is a well-respected director in the game. So, he came out with a good movie with this one. I feel like the pacing was a little bit slow. And I could see how certain people would get bored with it, but I still enjoyed it. My man he was well prepared, well thought out, very meticulous with damn near everything he did. But sometimes he kind of would lose his cool or get off track a little bit, but it was a good movie. But I'll put it B. I don't think it was nothing too crazy to make me put it A. John Wick, I'm gonna give John Wick a B too. This one was a movie I was probably most excited to see out of all of these, just because I've heard so much about John Wick, this character, Keanu Reeves, and him just being a complete badass. Really wanted to see, and it was a good movie. Look, my man, rest in peace to Daisy to this day. They didn't have to come and kill my man's dog like that, but he came back and look, he got revenge. He killed every damn body, and I'm looking forward to getting back into this series pretty soon next year. So be on the lookout for John Wick 2 from your boy Sidney Jacques. I definitely want to get that out. Oppenheimer, it is no question. I could talk about this movie all day. We're just going to put this at S. It's the movie of the year. Cillian Murphy, best actor of the year, best acting performance. I think Ludwig Göransson has the best score. You can go back and watch my Oppenheimer video. I was dick riding this movie, and I don't care. Look, I don't care. I don't care. It was that damn good. It's not a single movie on this list that's better than that movie. So I'm just gonna put this one up front just because. Fuck it. But it's S tier. I don't have to say, I could go on all day about that, but we're not. Let's keep it moving. We got Django Unchained. I'm gonna give Django A tier. Love the story. I want to say Christoph Waltz probably had my favorite performance out of this whole thing. Calvin Candy, Samuel L. Jackson, Leo. This one was a good movie. Very entertaining from start to finish. Pretty funny, some certain scenes. My favorite scene was when my man was like, "No, you cannot have an extra bag." I love that scene. I love that scene. But it was pretty good. It was pretty funny. And I would say it's kind of up there with Pulp Fiction as far as Tarantino films go. It's on par a little bit in my eyes. Once again, this is all subjective. I can hear a couple dislikes on this joint, but hey, look, if you disagree, put it down in the comments like what you think. You know, we can go back and forth a little bit on this one. I got time, but I'll have that one A tier. Groundhog Day, I'm gonna give Groundhog Day a C. And not that it was bad. Once again, like the movie, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything ridiculous, nothing crazy, nothing too over the top. Feel like I've said that 10 times now, but it was a good movie, nice little concept, you know, reliving the same day over and over, I guess, until you kind of figure it out and do what you should do what's right. And my man had took advantage of, you know, all the good and all the bad of that situation, and he ended up prevailing in the end and making it to the next day. But I'll put it C tier. Set It Off. I'm putting Set It Off at S tier. Look, black classic, so I might be biased, but fuck it, it was still good. Kimberly Elise, Vivica A. Fox, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett, Cleo was my favorite character. Look, when she got lit up at the end, oh my God. But you just had 4 women who needed money for their own different reasons, personal reasons, and they was willing to get it by any means necessary. They was robbing banks. They was on the run, and that movie it was just so good. More black classics from me next year for sure. I got to get into it. I got to earn my black points back. But that gets S tier for sure. Batman Begins, S tier. Like I said, I'm a sucker for a good origin story. I loved it. You know, for him to turn his biggest fear of, you know, bats into his biggest strength and his whole identity, and like coming back and whooping everybody's ass and having integrity, not using guns, not killing people. You know, this man witnessed his parents get killed in front of his eyes at a very young age, and he's had to live with that ever since. Loved the movie. I loved it. You know, Batman is badass. He's now one of my favorite superheroes for sure. And it was a good start to the trilogy, so I'll put it S tier. And also, The Dark Knight, no question, gets S tier, almost off of Heath Ledger's performance alone. That by itself warrants S tier. Like the shot of him out the police car out the window, the scene where he shot the RPG and the Batmobile came in and took the hit. Scenes like that was just great. His performance was great. It's just a great movie. That's like peak Christopher Nolan. Even though I love Oppenheimer, that's like peak Nolan. Damn, that movie was so good. But we got The Dark Knight, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. The Dark Knight Rises. I'm gonna put this B tier. I'm gonna put it B tier. I low key want to put it C, but I'm gonna put it B. I think Bane was a cool character, but I feel like it was a little bit more that they could have did with him. And also the fight scenes between him and Batman, kind of would have wanted them to be a little bit better, a little bit more badass. But I'll put it B. It's still, you know, the end of the trilogy, so it was very, very important that we got it and whatever it was like. So I'll give this one a B tier. Didn't knock my socks off, but I didn't hate it at the same time. So it's good enough for a B. Home Alone, which was the last one I did, I wouldn't give it an A. B. I'm gonna give Home Alone a B. No, I'm gonna give Home Alone a C. Home Alone gets a C from me. Like the movie, it was entertaining. Macaulay Culkin, like I said, he's a legend. You know, he'll be forever remembered for this and some other stuff he did, you know, which I learned through the comments. Kid trapped at home, got some bank robbers trying to get into the house, and he's, you know, doing whatever he can to get rid of them. It was funny. It was a good watch. It was entertaining. Nice little Christmas movie, you know, but I'll give it C tier. I wouldn't put it above any of those movies in B, A, or S. So it's right there. I feel like that's good enough. And then I got Squid Game. Obviously not a movie, but I did react to this, and this gets S tier. This show was really fucking good. Let's just put it that way. And it's really special because it's not anything original. Like a battle royale, you put people in a space, you gotta force them to survive. You know, they team up with people, and then you end up turning on those same people somewhere down the line. Like, that's something we've seen before with reality shows, game shows, but for you to take an unoriginal idea and still make it so fucking good, I think that really speaks volumes to everybody who came in and had a hand in putting that show together. 456, number one, I think it was 67 was the girl's name. Like, it was just so much shit, so much drama in that show, bro. Episode 2 was probably my favorite. Whenever they all left, they voted off the games, and then by the end of the episode, they ended up coming back. I love that episode. That for sure gets S tier on my tier list. No D's. I have not a single D in my joint. So that means that I picked out some good movies that I liked and enjoyed. So this is gonna be my tier list. And also, I do want to do at least a couple more TV series next year. So I got a couple in mind that I want to do. You can drop some in the comments below, but we'll see. Because it's some shows. I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's some shows that I haven't seen that y'all be like, okay, yeah, bet. I would love to see you watch this show for the first time. Like some big ones. Pretty much all the big ones, because I've just never seen them. So this is my tier list. It looks pretty damn good to me, you know, pretty flawless. Like I said, if you have some gripes with it, just let me know down in the comments and we can have a discussion about it. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this part of the video. So let's get down to it. Let's get to this top 10. Really don't want to make this part too long because I could just describe these movies all over again. So I kind of do my best to kind of keep it short, keep it brief. But these are my 10, my top 10. Once again, my top 10 reactions that I did this year. Starting with number 10, I got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. My bias kind of let me put this movie in my top 10. I feel like it was another movie that I could have put in, but my Spider-Man bias let me put it in here. Like I said, this is the best animated movie of the year, and the soundtrack was so great. So this makes my top 10 for a few reasons. Number 9, I got Tropic Thunder. Hilarious movie. Definitely, like I said, one of the funniest movie I reacted to this year, start to finish. Busting up bar and booty sweat to Tom Cruise shaking his ass at the end. It was just great. So that's number 9. Number 8, I have the first Iron Man. Like I said, love a good origin story. Kicked off the whole MCU, like I said, which I will be getting back into. Hold me to that. But kicked off the whole joint. Tony Stark, Iron Man, legendary. Really enjoyed this one. So that's number 8. Number 7, I got Django Unchained. Loved this one. Loved this movie. I loved it. I absolutely loved this movie. It was funny. It was, you know, had good drama in it, good story to it. It's just an enjoyable watch from start to finish. Tarantino is, like I said, he's one of the best to ever do it. And this movie is another example of why. So that's at number 7. Number 6, this is where it gets tough. I got Set It Off. Put it S tier. So this one was definitely going to be up here, but love this story. Just that plot of these friends getting together, needing that money, and then robbing banks, and ended up just great. I love that movie. I damn near want to watch that like again soon because it was that good. But Queen Latifah as Cleo was definitely my favorite. She was my favorite of that whole movie. Like my favorite, absolute favorite. But we got to Set It Off at 6. Number 5, The Dark Knight. Look, ooh, what? He got The Dark Knight at number 5. What the fuck is wrong with him? I got The Dark Knight at number 5. I can clearly hear people typing away in the comments. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? What is he talking about? Clearly the best movie he's reacted to. But I love this movie, but I can't put it at number 1. Can't put it at number 2, 3, or 4. It's at 5. Like I said, Heath Ledger's performance was so damn good. The action was good. Some of these shots in this movie was fucking fantastic. It's at number 5. And number 4, I have Batman Begins. Yes, the first one. I'll put it over The Dark Knight because I love a good origin story. This man seen his parents die in front of him as a kid. Like, that was trauma. Ra's al Ghul had trained him up. Just like that whole story of him becoming Batman. That was just great, bro. I absolutely loved it. You had my man Scarecrow in it. I just loved it. I just loved the first one. So I do put Batman Begins over The Dark Knight, and you can kill me for it. I know it, but it's me. It's me. So that's at number 4. Number 3, we got Get Out. Great movie. Like I said, just the plot of it was great, making me feel kind of just uncomfortable and at unease and like, nigga, get out. The whole movie, it was great. Loved it. Absolutely just loved that movie. Definitely one of my favorite reactions I did on this joint for sure. That last scene when my man had pulled up after I thought it was the cops, just like the amount of people in the comments, I'll never forget the amount of people in the comments saying, bro, we all had the same reaction in the theater when we all seen that for the first time. We was just like you, like, oh no. That was great. That's great. Also seen it was a alternate ending where my man got locked up for that shit. But Get Out at number 3, you can't go wrong with that. Number 2, Shutter Island. Like I said, this movie was fucking great. This is probably one of Leo's best performances. The scene where he's running to his kids out in the pond or the lake out back. This man, bruh, that shit was phenomenal. It was fun. That movie, Jesus Christ, that movie is so damn good. That movie is so good. Like I said, at the end of my reaction, I spent maybe the last 10 or so minutes just talking about how good that movie was. I knew that was like the best reaction I had did up until that point, even though that was like my 3rd or 4th one. But I was like, that one is just too damn good, bro. Scorsese, legend. Once again, another one of the best. So shout out to him. And of course, number 1, Oppenheimer. We don't even have to get into it. Best picture, best actor, best score, all goes to this movie. I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. is going to get best supporting actor because De Niro might get that for Killers of the Flower Moon. He killed that shit. But this movie better win a good amount of fucking awards. And if not, then somebody's in trouble. Because this movie was just a 3-hour masterclass film, cinema, greatness, all-star, superstar fucking cast, top to bottom. Great visual effects. The best scene of the year is in this movie when he was in the little gymnasium giving the speech. That's the best scene of the year. Or you could pick the last scene, with him and Einstein. It's just so much great shit in that movie, man. This was no question my number 1 movie and reaction I did. I think this was the longest. My reaction was like an hour. That's just how much I was dick riding this movie. But it's that good. It was worth it. It definitely was. Like I said, that was my 10th time watching it on the video I did. So just goes to show how much I loved it. But that's my top 10 of 2023. I'm definitely looking forward to more great movies next year. You guys have left recommendations in the comments. I always check them. I always write them down, make a list. And it's so many of them. Hopefully we're going to get a good amount of them out of the way next year. So let's go. But that's going to do it. 2023 is in the books. I want to say I started reacting to movies. I think my first video, and I do want to say with Pulp Fiction, it was a great movie. That was probably going to be number 11 for me. Either number 11 or 12. It was just out on the bubble, but I will give that movie a special place in my heart because that was the very first movie reaction that I did, and I will hold that one near and dear to my heart. If you go back and watch that video, You could probably tell that was my first reaction. Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You can go back. My audio was out of sync. The video was just a fucking mess. And people still watched and liked and commented and just loved that video. So thank you guys. If you see my very first movie reaction on this channel, thank you. If you ever subscribed, liked on that video, thank you so much. Like, I literally probably wouldn't have done another one if the reception wasn't so well on that one. So the Pulp Fiction, it will always hold a special place in my heart. I will never forget. I tried uploading that video like 10 times and it kept getting blocked. And I was like, oh my God, it's just not meant to be. And then it finally went up, and just like I said, the reception that I got from you guys, it made it worth it. And I kept going, and here we are now. So shout out to Pulp Fiction. That's gonna do it. I haven't been doing this for too long. Like I said, only a couple months since August, so like 4 months, just a little bit over 4 months. For 2024, we're gonna keep it going. More reactions. I hope to be more consistent, have a bit more of a consistent upload schedule, and we just looking to grow in 2024. As far as like goal wise and number wise, I don't really. It was once upon a time I cared about, numbers and views and stuff like that. But at this point, it's just like, it is what it is. We are like 100 away from 1,000. That would be cool to hit. But like after that, it's just, as long as you guys watch and enjoy, like I love seeing the same names comment on all of my videos, because it just kind of lets me know that people are coming back and actually like watching my stuff. So shout out to y'all. And that's all I can ask for. Like, look, we ain't big over here, but we do what we do. We do the best we can. But we just continue to grow the channel, grow the community. I have a letterbox. That is something I wanted to bring up. I had no clue what that was, but apparently it's a place where you can keep track of all the movies you watch and kind of give a review on them and stuff like that. So I will have my letterbox up at some point in 2024. Should be soon, like the first week. Maybe even be up when you see this video, but you can go check my letterboxd out, and that's something new in 2024. I can keep track of everything, so we will definitely be doing that. And that's pretty much all that I got, man. Hopefully you guys had a good year this year. Hopefully you guys will have a better year next year. Work hard. I can't believe I'm saying something like this. Never would have thought. But just work hard, work on yourself, work on your craft, be consistent. Whatever it is you want to accomplish, you can get there. Just show up. Show up. Some days you might not want to do it. Might feel lazy, might feel upset or bored with it. But you got to keep going at it. It's been plenty of days where I hit record and I didn't want to fucking do it. I didn't want to sit and watch a movie, even though I enjoy them. So I just don't feel like sitting and watching a movie right now. I'd rather go out and do something else. But I just kept working, and I am where I am now. But anything you want to do next year, you can do it. And we can all grow together and become better people together. So here's to a great 2023, a start doing this movie thing. And hopefully by December 31st of next year, we'll be a whole lot better than we are now. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much. If you like what you see, hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite reaction of mine is so far. That'll kind of be something extra I like to see in the comments. Is it a certain reaction that you like of mine the most? Kind of let me know in the comments down below as well. And subscribe to the channel. Like I said, once we hit 1K, that's the only subscriber goal I will ever care about hitting at this point. Let's get us to 1K, and then we'll just go from there. But shout out to y'all, and I can end the video now because I've said everything that I need to say. That's all that I got.